that we want?
No worries, I got it. It's recording
Okay,
here.
perfect.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. Welcome. See some familiar in my short time here. I see some familiar names and faces. Joy, Dolores, Angela, Del Toro. Sound familiar.
Do you want me to get started, Nathan, or do you want me to wait a moment?
Let's let's wait until 6:03.
Okay.
That way we don't leave anyone out and we don't make people that came here wait too long. Well, hello, everyone. I do not speak much Spanish at all, so I'm going to pass it off very quickly to my colleague, Alex Eden, and he will take it from there and give a wonderful presentation. And we are available for questions at any time. All right, Alex, I'm
Hey,
giving it up to you. If you want to introduce us to, that would be wonderful.
Hola, bienvenidos a todos. Espero que todos estén teniendo un buen día. Yo tengo hambre, ya quiero comer. Hoy vamos a hablar de Growing Beyond Earth, que es el programa con el que van a asociar con nosotros, y con NASA. Yo soy Alex, yo soy un estudiante del posgrado. Nathan es el gerente de la programa. Y Brianna, actually, Brianna, what is your title?
Program assistant.
El asistente de la programa también. Si
She's
tienen,
also a grad. She's also a grad student, Alex. So she's just part time.
okay, okay,
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
yeah, that's okay.
Maybe I did, I forgot. Okay, ¿pueden ver mi pantalla? Okay. Ok, este es el equipo de Growing Beyond Earth. Somos un equipo muy grande y si quieren ahorita, por favor, escriben en el chat de dónde vienen y ha hecho el Growing Beyond Earth antes y si tienen consejos lo pueden compartir también. I lost the chat. Okay. Ok, por ahorita voy a seguir. Ok, tengo una pregunta. ¿Cuáles son los desafíos de los viajes espaciales de larga duración y de establecer una base en la Luna? Escríbelo en el chat. Okay, so we have a few returning participants. Comida, agua, combatir la radiación. Yes. Actually, Nathan, do you need me to translate what they're writing you to?
If you want to say a few of them, I will end up translating them at a later time when the session is over. But if you want to say a few, that would be
Okay,
great.
because Brenda was saying food, water, fight off radiation, microgravity, oxygen,
Okay.
other challenges. So Joy said, like food, the habitat, liquids,
Mhm.
right? Radiation.
Radiation again.
Yep. Oh, we're getting the answers. Okay. Oh, Argentina. Oh, wow. Wow. So Nathan, we have someone joining us from Argentina. That's exciting.
That is exciting. That might be our first Argentinian teacher school.
Yeah, she's at a botanical.
Argentine. At a botanical garden? Okay.
Yep. All right. Okay. Ok, ahorita NASA tiene un programa también que se llama Artemis o Artemis. Y el programa Artemis hará avanzar a la humanidad y establecerá bases permanentes en la Luna para facilitar las misiones humanas a Marte. So, para hacer todo eso, van a tener que comer y todos los científicos van a tener que aprender todo que necesitan de las plantas. Pero esto es un esfuerzo global liderado por los Estados Unidos y la NASA y múltiples hitos de misión que involucran a los a socios internacionales y comerciales y científicos ciudadanos como usted y sus estudiantes. Muchos desafíos por resolver, de cohetes y módulos de aterrizaje hasta trajes espaciales y comida. Y ahora vamos a hablar de Growing Beyond Earth, y la producción de cultivos espaciales. Ok. So, ¿por qué son necesarias las plantas para la exploración espacial? Ahí en el chat ya estábamos hablando de eso. Se necesita para la biomasa alimentario, nutrición complementaria y reciclaje de gases y la salud psicológica. Porque allá esos científicos tienen que hacer algo, no pueden jugar, no pueden correr, no pueden ver tele. So, esta planta se ayuda con eso. Okay. Esto es nada más enseñando todo lo que hace NASA, todo lo que hacemos los científicos. um, y ustedes van a ayudar aquí, donde estamos nosotros. Pero todos los datos van a ir a los científicos allá con NASA. Ok. Growing Beyond Earth, la programa es una colaboración entre Fairchild y la NASA diseñada para ampliar las opciones de alimentos y aumentar la diversidad de plantas para los vuelos espaciales mediante la evaluación de múltiples plantas comestibles. Y también es para inspirar a la próxima generación de exploradores. Y ustedes en el salón de clases van a tener un contenedor o una caja de plantas diseñada a partir de las dos unidades Veggie. Veggie es lo que usan en el International Space Station, donde están los científicos, y en español, la Estación Espacial Internacional. Y el contenedor y todos los consumibles lo vamos a mandar gratis a ustedes. Y cuando lo tienen, van a hacer el primer experimento durante octubre, que va a seguir nuestro protocolo de cultivos novedosos. Y van a tener todo, lo vamos a mandar después de septiembre 17. Right, Nathan? September 17th, that's like a key date that after.
That's right. So that is our projected timeline. After our last training is September 14th, and that will give us a little bit of time with logistics to see who has completed the training and begin the process of getting the equipment to them.
Okay, perfect. Y después, cuando terminan con el primer experimento, van a hacer un segundo experimento durante febrero y marzo, con sus estudiantes, que los estudiantes van a construir el contenedor, etiquetan las macetas y plantan semillas y riegan las plantas. Y los estudiantes también realizan observaciones y mediciones de plantas semanalmente y registran los resultados en el portal de datos y también en la libreta. Después de eso, los estudiantes se preparan para presentar su experimento de la primavera en el simposio de investigación estudiantil en abril. Y en ese simposio vamos a tener un panel de jueces que van a venir de NASA y van a hablar con todos los estudiantes y es divertido. Y eso va a pasar en persona en Fairchild Garden o virtualmente. Para resumir, en octubre van a hacer el primer experimento. Este experimento es de investigación prescrito siguiendo el protocolo diseñado por Growing Beyond Earth. So, toda la gente va a hacer el mismo experimento. Pero después, en diciembre y enero, vamos a tener la presentación de propuesta de investigación original. Los estudiantes proponen una investigación original y cambian un variable del experimento a Fairchild. Ah, qué emoción, esa foto era del Growth Chamber de ¡Oh! ¡Ay, qué bueno! Manuela is saying that the photo is from the growth chamber in her classroom. Um, I thought that was cool. So I don't know if you heard me, Nathan.
I did, but I don't know what that meant.
The photo that we have on the slide.
The photo that we have on the side, which is, what about it, Alex? I'm sorry. I
That
have to
is
get a quick text.
it's fun. It's from her classroom, so it's relevant to her. Like it's,
Oh,
nice.
okay. I didn't realize that. Yeah.
Ok. Y después en febrero y marzo van a hacer el experimento número 2, que va a ser el experimento de investigación original, que los estudiantes van a poder hacer lo que quieran. Y después en abril va a pasar el simposio de investigación estudiantil, donde los equipos de estudiantes presentan sus investigaciones originales a los científicos de la NASA y en persona o virtualmente. Ok, esto muestra la relación entre la NASA y las escuelas asociadas, y aquí tenemos mucho, pero nada más lo que tienes que saber, que en tu clase van a crecer todas estas plantas y los datos van a ir en el portal que Nathan va a enseñar más tarde, y después todos esos datos va a ir a NASA y NASA va a usarlo para sus experimentos ahí en el Space Station. Pero hay otras cosas que NASA también va a hacer, como van a tener chats mensual con científicos, con los estudiantes, con científicos que están trabajando con Veggie o con las plantas o con los datos. Y también van a tener un boletín mensual, que se llama Ecosistema de Exploración Espacial, que va a tener toda esa información que los estudiantes van a querer leer. También vamos a tener maestros embajadores que trabajan en la clase y también con NASA. Y algo nuevo que tenemos este año es que vamos a tener actividades curriculares y hojas de referencia si quieren hacer algo más en la clase y en el salón.
Alex, before we leave that slide, can you please say something about the newsletter that is our main way every month of communicating with our participating teachers? And if they're not getting those monthly newsletters, they can reach out to us. Our email is on the website, but they can email us and we'll find out why they're not getting those newsletters. But that's our main way of communicating.
Ok.
So the monthly
Um,
newsletter.
El boletín mensual es el principal medio que vamos a comunicar con ustedes. Si nunca llega ese boletín, pueden llamarnos o enviarnos un correo electrónico porque lo van a necesitar. Anything else that's important on this slide, Nathan?
No, that's perfect. Thanks, Alex.
Okay. Ok. Esto es una línea de tiempo, desde cuando empezamos con Growing Beyond Earth. Estamos en el 2024, pero empezamos en el 2015 con 120 escuelas y ahora vamos a tener, actually, Nathan, do you know how many schools we're going to have this year?
We project around 450 to 550
Ok, vamos a
because
tener como 450 o 500 escuelas trabajando con nosotros. Actually, what else do you want said from this slide? Because this is a big slide.
I think that's enough. Just that's an illustration that we are constantly innovating and we have
Okay.
many new changes this year, which we will make clear in this training.
Okay. So, seguimos creciendo, seguimos cambiando la programa, y así. Estos son los participantes que trabajaban con nosotros en el año pasado. Estábamos por 500 y estábamos ahí por todo el planeta. Ok. Y hoy el orden de la sesión de entrenamiento es que vamos a hablar del sitio que van a necesitar para Growing Beyond Earth. Y también vamos a enseñar el portal de datos a QuickBase, a Shopify, um, y vamos a tener una discusión y preguntas si lo tienen. Y después vamos a hablar de evaluación y cierre. Um, okay. Wait, so Nathan, did you
Mhm.
say you were going to share this part? I don't remember. You said you wanted to click around, or do you want me to just say it?
I can click around if you want to. Yeah,
Okay.
I think that's good so they can see where we're navigating.
Okay. Okay,
And just
Nathan
let,
va a enseñar el sitio primero.
and is my screen shared, Alex?
Not yet.
Okay. So how does that look?
Yep, looks good.
Okay.
So este es el sitio de Fairchild y de Growing Beyond Earth.
And then at this point, they are going to be a participating school if they
Okay.
so desire after this training. So we can go into here.
Okay.
And then Alex, you just tell me, or if you want to not all of this is translated yet, but we hope to get there. We will get there.
Okay. Esta es la página de las escuelas participantes. So aquí va a ser donde van a ir ustedes. Y
So
ahí
we will,
pueden. Oh,
sorry,
uh,
Alex, we will go through in a moment a little more details on what each of these sites is all about, how it's useful. But Shopify, the data portal is maybe the most important thing on this website, and QuickBase. And then the
en un
protocols.
momento, en un momento vamos a hablar de Shopify y de QuickBase y todo eso, pero ahí lo pueden encontrar donde dice Participating Schools y después ahí al lado donde dice Research Protocols se puede encontrar a los protocolos de Growing Beyond Earth.
And then we'll just say one more quick thing about this, that we are developing resources for curriculum.
Okay. Y ahí donde dice Teacher Resources, vamos a poner los curricular resources o los, ¿cómo se dice? Actividades curriculares que pueden usar en el salón.
Perfect.
Okay. Um, so since you're already sharing the screen, did you want me to just talk about the data portal and then you just go right to it?
Sure. Yep, I'll load it up right here.
Ok. Ahorita Nathan va a abrir el portal de datos y ahí va a ser donde se va a enviará, donde el experimento al que te inscribiste aparecerá en el menú. Y para usar el portal, nosotros lo vamos a enviar un código de acceso por correo electrónico.
And Alex, you may have said it, but in their drop-down menu, they will have whatever experiment they have registered for. We will put that in for them, and they will only see that experiment. So I have this
Yep.
test one novel crops. So I'll go into this. And if you want to tell them that this image on the left is the setup of their pots, there's 6 pots in the chamber.
Ok. Los 6 cuadros que están ahí son las macetas que va a tener las plantas que tienen en la clase.
Okay. So if I
And
click
then,
down
so
on week one, week
cool.
one is when after you've planted your seeds, and we'll talk a little bit about that. But
So, la primera semana va a ser cuando plantan las semillas.
this is where you will be able to enter environmental variables like temperature and humidity. And then if I click on a specific pot, whether it's pot A1 or pot B3, I can add experimental observations for the plants in that pot. How many seeds were planted?
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Plant health, there's metrics. And these are things that if you want to tell them, Alex, they and their students can explore a little bit. I think it's reasonable that their students will learn this maybe even faster than the teachers do, or at least as fast just by clicking around on it. But what we did for returning teachers, I know a lot of you guys speak English quite well, and I know what I'm saying. Returning teachers that are used to the spreadsheet, many of these same variables from the spreadsheet have made it onto this data portal. I made a few changes and merged some variables and put in some different variables that our team, our NASA are interested in, but it's going to look very similar in terms of variables to what you've been measuring.
And do you know if this is going to be is it only going to be in English, or will you be able to change it to Spanish?
This, I'm afraid to say right now, can only, well, for this year will only be in English. For this to be made into Spanish, is a task that will take the computer programmer through this year to work on.
Okay.
Alex, I think this is a good time to say too, I'm going to go back to the website. We have, Brianna's made some really nice tutorials. Brianna, how do we get to those? Are they in teacher resources?
Yes, they're going to be in teacher resources, and they should be the first drop down.
Yep. Thank you.
Okay.
So,
So, ahí en la página de Teacher Resources pueden encontrar tutoriales para ayudar con todo y con el portal si es algo nuevo.
so Alex, if you would tell them that we have 3 videos that are about 2 minutes long, very quick, but to the point, that will get them onboarded on using the portal.
Okay. Hay 3 videos y todos son nada más como 2 minutos.
And one other thing to say is that these, we will have Spanish. We can put in Spanish subtitles. In fact, we can just do it. YouTube can sometimes just do it, or we can make it Spanish subtitles, but that can be
Y lo
Spanish
vamos,
subtitles.
y lo vamos a tener con subtítulos en español también.
The data portal is very new, and I can go into more depth, Alex, if you want to translate that for the folks that might not know.
No, depends. It depends on what's relevant right now. I mean, I think right now it's pretty clear that it's go in, you input data, right?
That's right. Yeah. But it's just a quick opportunity. If anyone has any questions, because I don't think we'll say too much more on the portal right now, between the training videos that we have and just the design itself of the portal is quite intuitive and streamlined.
Oh, Carmen asked, so we will not use the spreadsheet anymore?
Spreadsheets, no, these spreadsheets are gone. And well, yeah, the spreadsheets filled their purpose when they needed to, but I was really pushing for this portal to get done this summer, and I'm glad that we got it there. It's going to be better for you guys, better for your students. There's a lot of things that I didn't talk about that you guys will discover you can add. Joe, I think you were involved. Were you involved in some of the testing on this? I think that's where I remember seeing you too. Yeah, is that you can have students add photos of their plants, and we might even get into a little bit of that. It's written into the protocol. I've got photo image cards, as we call them, that you can take nice photos of your plants and make sure that they are easily compared to other photos in terms of color and contrast and some other attributes, parallax. But the point is, the big picture is that you will be able to share your data with other schools. And then on an even bigger level, NASA can disseminate this to researchers within NASA and to other universities around the world who are very interested in the data that students in Growing Beyond Earth have been doing over the last 8 years, and that your students would be doing as well.
Nathan, could you go back to the Fairchild page and just show where to click for the data portal? Because Brenda
For
wants
sure.
to just.
Will do. So we go into participating schools. And it's just right here. And we have a lot of changes and works in progress. So if I say work in progress too many times, I'm sorry, but it's true. The website too is a work in progress. There was a lot of great information on it, and we've been moving things around and cleaning it up to make it a little more manageable. So this is going to get fixed a little bit. but this is the general idea is how easy it will be to find. You go to participating schools, click on a drop-down menu for the main resource sites that you need, the data portal sites, and you will see data portal as one of the options. You just click on it. And you guys will be given access to this portal when you've completed the training. You will get an email from me about there's an access code and it will let you write in, and you'll have to choose. I'll put your name in your school, and you'll just have to verify that it's you and choose your school. And then your experiment will already be in there. We've already put it in, and you just go ahead and do it. And then when springtime rolls around, for those of you that are returning teachers will know what I'm talking about. When springtime rolls around, you'll know enough about the portal. You can design your own experiment. You can keep the variables that I kept. You can change one of the variables. Do whatever you want for your novel experiment within scientific purpose and procedure. But yeah, the site's quite flexible.
I think
Alex,
Joy
is there
has.
anything else, or Brianna, anything else that we see in the chat questions?
Well, Joy has her hand up.
Oh, Joy, yeah.
Yes, I apologize for that. I'm gonna say the question in English and I will say it in Spanish for my Spanish speaking family. With the photos that we're gonna be uploading, do you want a specific requirement for light? Or it could be like the best quality picture we can take? Because in my case, we have Chromebooks. Sometimes depending on the light, it will look good, sometimes it won't look good. And the question in Spanish is, si estamos preguntando si ellos necesitan algún tipo de requerimiento para una luz en específico para que la imagen se vea bien, o si la imagen necesita verse lo mejor posible porque con las Chromebooks, dependiendo de la luz, se puede ver bien la imagen o no. That was all.
Yeah, that's an important question, Joy. And I did write a sentence or two about that in the protocols, where we are encouraging you and your students to take photos, as many as you can through the week as these plants grow. In terms of the lighting, consistency is most important. Whatever you go with, I would try to go with that. If you find something that's so much better, it's a judgment call. If it's worth changing to that better lighting, probably it's better to change it to the better lighting, but consistency is always most prized. Yeah, so try to do it in the same location, same lighting, even down to the details of whose phone you're taking the picture on, if possible. Although even that's not, I can withdraw that. That's not even that important, because with the little photo image card that's going to be included, that will help standardize to different photos and even different lighting to an extent. Okay. Any other questions? Joy, was that satisfactory, or do you want me to give you any more? That's good. Okay. Thank you. All right, Alex, what do you think? Do you want to keep moving along past the data portal?
Yeah, so the next thing is QuickBase. So I guess you could just keep sharing your screen and show that.
Sure.
Okay, ahora vamos a enseñar a QuickBase. Y QuickBase va a ser donde van a subir las fotos de ciencia en acción de tus estudiantes. Y también van a subir la propuesta de el experimento 2. La presentación también.
QuickBase. Give me just one moment among my hundreds of tabs.
We all have the hundreds of tabs.
Yeah. Yeah. I might have shut it down.
And I don't know if you know this, but Google Chrome lets you group tabs now.
I know it. Yeah, that is helpful.
It's made my habit much worse.
Why now? Each tab that just has multiple tabs within it.
Yep, and then I have to remember how did I organize it.
Right. Okay, I might have to reshare my screen. Did the Zoom pick up this new screen share? Or am I still on the GB website?
Well, it's just on the Google homepage.
Okay, let me reshare. Thanks for your patience, everyone. Okay. How's that? QuickBase? I see it on my screen. Okay. So what you're seeing, everyone's seeing there is going to be a little different than what you see. You're going to have, I'm an administrator, so I see more options, but this is how clean, and I really like clean design, straightforward design. So our partner program, Fairchild Challenge, John Brooks and Rob Peck designed this website, and I really like it. And I think it's really straightforward for you guys. So there's 4 tiles.
I'm sorry, Nathan.
Yeah.
Do you have a link for this? Just because it's not on the slideshow.
I didn't put it in because we don't have the user link yet. We only have the admin link. And there's a couple of reasons why we don't have the user link. There's some computer. There's some things in the background we still have to do, but this will be up definitely by the time they need to use it. But the 4 main things, and I think this is in the slideshow, right, Alex? The main things that they're going to be doing on this, once they register their school, which is just a matter of going in and finding their school, they'll already be populated in there. There's no login. There's no one's going to know the website except for you. But the main things they're going to be doing in here is we encourage you guys to do some just fun photos of your students working on their experiments, taking data, collaborating with each other. These are not necessarily things like that you would have in a protocol, but things that you would just want to see that students are engaged in learning and having some fun. And then a couple of the other things that you would do in here is toward the end of the first semester, this is where you'll upload your proposal for your own innovative experiment, the trial 2 proposal. So that's a little different than the past. I think previously you've maybe emailed it to us or put it on a Google form, but it's really clean and easy to do on this website. Just hit this. And it's going to look pretty similar to for you. You're going to find your school in here, find your name as you've registered yourself, and then you upload your file. And that's it. So that's how you do the proposal. And then in the spring, when you're ready to present in the symposium, virtually or in person, we really hope all you guys can do that presentation. It's great for you and your students. But when you want to upload your presentation, you do the same thing. You go into the site. Just tell it who you are. And your middle school or high school, and then you just upload the file again. And there are some restrictions on the file type, but there's all the basic file types you can upload, PDFs, PowerPoints, and so on. One important thing to stress, and then I'll kick it back over to you, Alex, is that these are the 2 main data portals, this QuickBase portal, and then the real data portal that I was talking about. Keep in mind that the actual data portal where you're putting in your experimental data, that's really the most important one. That's the one you want to keep up with on a weekly basis. This other portal that I just showed you, QuickBase, is only for a couple of very specific things, taking some fun pictures of your students and uploading your presentation proposal and finished presentation for the symposium.
El otro portal es más importante para los datos y el QuickBase nada más se va a usar para las 3 cosas que tengo ahí, para las fotos, la presentación y la propuesta.
Do we have any questions on that, or then?
¿Tienen preguntas?
Okay. All right, Alex, what do we have next? Am I still screen sharing? You let me know.
Oh, so Jacqueline wants to know if we're gonna offer a timeline of dates, so that they can like follow the for the data, like the timeline. I'm guessing
Yes,
they're gonna yes.
absolutely. Let me change my browser again. This will take just a second. This is how I organize my tabs in browsers. Every browser has something special about it. Let me go back to Google browser.
And then after that, we're just gonna talk about Shopify.
Okay, that sounds great.
Yeah, this is flowing.
Okay. I'm seeing Growing Beyond Earth on my screen, on my
Yep.
share. You guys see it too? Okay. So we're going to go back into participating schools. That's where all of you guys are. I didn't touch on space plant resources, but that's a lot of different reading materials and videos, things that we've done with Growing Beyond Earth, and even just broader space and space crop resources that you can click into. But if I go into participating schools, which is where you're always going to go, right on the landing page, we have a timeline, if this is what the question was, a timeline of the major dates that you guys want to have in mind. So by November 22nd, this is a little different depending on your country. I made November 22nd because for US schools, that's right where Thanksgiving break begins, and that's often a week off for schools. And I don't expect teachers or students to be coming in during that week and watering their plants. So you may have a little bit more flexibility there and go a little bit longer, or you may need to go a little bit shorter if you have other holidays or the way your school year plays out. But what we would like is, I would say by the end of November, early December, you should have your experiment done and all of your data in. And then some of the other big dates, April 9th. If you are coming to the symposium, you're going to present, that's the due date for that. You're free to turn it in before then if you want on QuickBase, but that's when we would like to get it. That way we can review it, set you up, form the breakout rooms, assign judges, and so on. And then April 19th is the symposium date. Those are the main dates. Other than that, everything is flexible and up to you as how you want to do things in your own room, in your own classroom. Okay, any other questions, guys? Okay, Alex, do you want to move on?
Yep. So the next thing is Shopify.
Okay,
Uh,
Shopify. So I'm going to go to participating schools. Shopify, I think
hold on, Nathan.
Yep,
Do we have a photo release for the students?
that is something we will do. At the end of this session, we are going to have an evaluation for you to fill out. It's going to be similar to evaluations you get throughout the year. This one is one that I really ask you that you do need to do this one because it's evidence that you've completed this training, and it's going to ask you, yes, I want to be in GB, or no, it's just not for me this year. But Alex, what was the question on that? I started to trail off into my own
The
explanation for something else I want to throw in there.
About photo releases.
Yeah, photo release. Thank you. Photo release, we will say once you guys make it through the training and say that you want to be in GBE, we'll do some behind the scenes logistics and get that participating teacher list, and we will send you all a form that you can get back to us, or forms for each of your students. So yes, that will come to you. Okay, Shopify. This link, Brianna and I deleted this link. Shopify is ready, but it's not ready to have people order and have things shipped yet. We are actually still in the process of constructing things and getting materials to a warehouse. But I can show you what the website looks like. Like everything that I think we're trying to do, it's very streamlined and you can find what you want very easily. So let me show you what that looks like. And then Alex, feel free. I think I know this is the information I wrote on the slide. So feel free if you want to translate anything that I say here, or if you want to add things in from the slide. Let me go to that
Yeah,
Shopify.
ahorita no se puede usar Shopify, pero Shopify es una tienda donde va a poder ordenar los kits, que va a traer todos los consumibles y el contenedor y todo lo que necesitan.
Okay, so this is what Shopify will look like, or what it does look like. So when this link goes live, which we'll make it live after all the training sessions are done, so around September 15th, you guys will all be able to get in here, and depending on what experiment you've chosen, whether you're a new or returning teacher, if you're a new teacher, we will send you a code that will take you right to complete kit, starter kit, because as a new teacher, you're going to get everything. You're going to get the materials for the chamber, and you're going to get the materials for the novel crops experiment, because all new teachers, that's the first experiment you run, and the novel crops. So it tells you what you get right here. And it's going to end up when you use the code and you click on buy, it's just going to give you a 0 price. You'll confirm your address, and then you just hit submit and it will ship to you. If you are a returning teacher, you'll get a code, and it's the same idea. That code will take you right to whatever experiment you have signed up for. And we have 4 experiments this year. You can do novel crops as a returning teacher. You can do irradiated, cosmic ray irradiated seeds. You can do special media, or you can do how do radishes behave in the presence of different ratios of light. So whatever experiment you've gotten, you'll get a code for that. You'll go right in. It'll take you right into it. Let's say you have irradiated seeds. When you put the code in, it will not say $75 US dollars. It will just say 0. And you'll just hit submit, finish the transaction, check your address, and it will get sent to you.
Hey, Nathan?
Yep.
Manuela asked a question where they are going to be receiving their materials through the University of Puerto Rico, Mayagüez, and the 49-day projects are long, so they really depend on when the materials arrive. So how soon can they receive the materials? I'm guessing it's that 17th of September date.
Yeah, these are really good questions, and I was hoping at this point I would have a really definitive answer, but there's so many moving parts and things up in the air. This is the timeline that we're shooting for, is that by October 1st, that's when I would like you guys to all be able to start your experiments. So my projection is that by around September 17th, you will receive the code for Shopify to get whatever, whether it's the starter kit or the science resupply kit, the consumable kit for your experiment. You'll put that order in as soon as you can do it. And then however long shipping takes to get to where you are, I'm thinking that it will still be able to make it to you before October 1st. So you have a little bit of time to set it up, think about how you want to use it in your classroom, and then get your experiment rolling in that first week of October. The other question was having everything go to Dolores. Dolores, I think you and I may have had a quick email exchange about that. We can do that. Let's see what's best for that. It may work out that it's easier and or cheaper to have individual teachers go in here and do it, or it may be easier, cheaper, more efficient for you, Dolores, to go in here by yourself.
It's okay with me. I don't know.
That's a lot on you, and I'm not sure how that plays out for you if you're going to end up getting 27 different, or however many schools and teachers you're coordinating, 25 different codes in here, or if we can help you out on the backside on that and just make that happen, right? Which we should be able to do. I'm sorry, Dolores, go ahead.
No, it's okay. I have been doing that the past years, but it's all depend of what it's easy for you to do that, or for the teachers. I have to check of them for them.
I think the way it's set up through Shopify is the fastest way we can do it, where each individual teacher, if it's possible for each individual teacher to get their code, to go in, the code's going to take them right to what they signed up for. So if they've forgotten what experiment they're running, it's okay. It's going to take them right to whatever experiment they're doing. And they just click on, that's who I am, and this is where it's mailing it to me. And it will get fulfilled as quickly as possible. in previous times, it's sometimes been other companies that have done this for us, or Marion has even put kits together. But with such a big program as it's grown, we can't put the kits together ourselves. So we have a company working with us, which is what this Shopify is linked to. So I've talked a lot, but I guess the short answer is that individual teachers going into Shopify and just placing the order quickly, I do think that that's the quickest and easiest way for us to do it.
Okay, if you say so, we can
so.
we can try.
I think so. Yeah. And if
Okay.
it does, yeah, I really do think that that's the best way, Dolores, and we'll see how that works. If there's some outlying cases where maybe there's a few teachers that really want to do it through you, we can work on doing that. But otherwise, I encourage each teacher to do it individually.
Okay, I can ask them because I have a chat with them. So,
Perfect.
but if it's better for you, it's okay. We
Well,
can
yeah.
try.
Don't worry about us so much. Yeah, we're working to make this easy for you and get it to you on time. And I really, I think that that's the easiest way for you guys,
Okay,
and most
we can try.
streamlined to get it to come to you. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yo.
Okay, Alex, where are we at this point? Are we? So that's
Um,
that's all Shopify is. There's a little merchandise page. If if your spirit, you've got your Growing Beyond Earth spirit. This is not a real store, guys. We're not trying to make huge profits here. This is just for you if you want to show off a little bit and order a hat. I saw a couple of orders in there already. So if you're on this, if you're in there as an order, I'm sorry, I can't fulfill it yet because I don't even know who's making these hats. Give me a little more time, but yes, there will come a time in another few weeks when you click on this hat and you want to order the red version. It's as easy as just shopping on Amazon or anywhere else. You just put in your information and it will send it to you.
I love that it says official dad hat.
Yeah, that's right. I guess only dads wear those hats. It just doesn't seem fair. I think anyone can wear that hat. It used to be called a baseball hat. I don't know why it's called a dad hat now, but that's what the company calls it. Anyway, that's it for Shopify, guys.
Okay, the next thing is it was just summarizing the protocols, but I know we weren't gonna spend the time going through everything.
Yeah, the protocols are really pretty chunky. Each one is about 15 to 20 pages long. What I'll do is I'll bring up one of them and even these are in the translation process. So what you're going to see, you will have translated versions that will come to you and that will be available on the website.
Oh, actually, Nathan, that's actually a good question.
Yep.
So I know we said we were gonna send the code to them later.
Yeah.
But could you show where to use it, how to use it?
Oh, on Shopify?
Yes.
Yeah, sure. Is it still showing you guys Shopify there?
Yes.
Roundhouse? Okay. So well, you're not going to get a free code for a patch. So let me be more realistic. Let's say you're going to do the radishes versus light trial. The code that you get, because we've known you've signed up through the registration Google form, and I know what experiment you're doing. Brian and I are going to put it in here and make the code happen. You will get a code in the email that will take you right to your experiment if you're a returning teacher. And there will be a button here that will essentially just say checkout, but the price will be zero. It'll just say zero checkout, and you're just going to click on that. I don't want to really order a dad hat.
Okay, Manuela's all set.
Okay, so once you, yeah, like I said, it will have a tab that says zero cost free, and then it will take you to the screen where you're just confirming your address. There's not going to be any payment options because you're getting it for free. you put in your address, and this will not say pay with PayPal. It'll just be submit, and you'll submit it, and then it's done. Then it'll be sent to you, prepared and sent to you. It looks a little different than what I'm saying, obviously, because it's just not. We're not at that point yet, but it'll be. I promise you, it'll be very clear. Not busy. Very easy to see what you need to click on.
Can they use a personal address, or does it have to be a school address?
Really good question. It can be your own personal address. Yeah. That's it. Just delete that so I'm not thinking about a dad hat to fulfill. Okay. Yeah, so that's Shopify. Shopify, like I said, once you guys get in it and look at it, really is straightforward. 5 minutes in and you're done. One quick thing, if you are interested in buying additional chambers for your school, there is a tab here. You can, if you have a question about that, I'm not, just forget I said that, because that's not that important for right now. But there is an option there. There is one other kit if you wanted to just buy additional chambers or additional kits for whatever reason you want to do extra experiments, you can do that as well. Okay, Alex, what do we have up next?
So you said you wanted to show a protocol?
Yes, thank you for reminding me.
So, todos los protocolos ahorita están en inglés, pero lo vamos a traducir a español y lo vamos a enviar más tarde, después del 17 de septiembre. Pero todos van a ser casi iguales, que van a tener una bolsa de tierra, lo van a mezclar con agua y con fertilizante y luego lo van a colocar en la caja, en el contenedor.
So when they go into into participating teachers and click on research protocols, it will have all of these same protocols, but it will say Spanish, parentheses Spanish, and say it in
Okay.
Spanish as well, once we get those all translated. And now those will be translated before the October 1st time that you're going to get going on everything.
Ahí en
So-
esa página van a tener los protocolos y va a decir español.
Let's look at this one. Okay, so we begin with just a little overview of the program, our team introduction, the research, the overarching research question. So for the novel crops, it's which selected plant cultivars grow best under our simulated International Space Station conditions. And then I put in a couple of NASA folks, NASA scientists who are working on these kind of novel crops, and your research is laying the foundation for those scientists to build upon. And then I give you guys your research objective. So this is essentially what variables you're going to be measuring, your independent variable and the downstream dependent variables. So your independent variable for the cultivar trial is the cultivars themselves. It's a comparison of which ones grow the best. Your downstream, your dependent variables are going to be all of your growth metrics. How tall, how wide, the depth of it after 1 week, after 2 weeks, after 3 weeks. And then when you get to the harvest week, you're going to do a couple of extra things because that's the end of the plant's life. So you're going to unpot it and get its root mass and its stem and leaf mass. And then there are a couple of other variables in there, but that's mainly it. I gave you guys a hypothesis, a working hypothesis. Feel free to talk with your students and see if they can come up with that hypothesis on their own or rephrase it. Maybe they can word it in a way that makes more sense to them, they like better. And then I get into a description of, I think we have 5 different cultivars for novel crops. 2 of them are beets, spinach, bunching onions, amaranth, and you guys will get a random selection of 3 of those. We randomize that. That's a little more, less bias, more scientific. We want to make sure it's spread out. Nobody really knows what they're going to be doing until they get it. And we don't even know until you get it. It goes into a description of the growth chamber. And this, Alex, is something where, in case I've lost anyone, where you might want to tell them that there's tutorials for all of the major sections in the protocol. If you're
Hay,
new, yeah, sorry, Alex, go ahead.
no, hay tutoriales y videos para todo, para ayudarle. What were you gonna say?
I was just going to say, if you're a new teacher, please don't feel intimidated by these chambers. I took one to a conference and I'd only put it together once before and it took me 15 minutes. So with a few students, they could probably get it done in even less time.
Oh, Nathan, we have a question. So does the what is the thing? The portal,
Mhm.
does the portal create tables for analysis or graphs?
It does indeed. It does indeed.
Oh,
I'm a little
wow.
old-fashioned. I like the students to do that,
Well,
but
and
you can
actually,
mix and match. You
and
can have,
Jacqueline has a good point. Are they
yeah,
friendly?
they are friendly. That's the theme of everything that we've created is I want everything to be really streamlined and workable and easy to onboard, but have enough ceiling for you to play with and do more with, but easy enough to work with just the basics that you're trying to do. So I may have switched my browser again. Where's that data portal? Are you guys seeing the data portal, Brianna,
Yep.
Alex? Okay. Yeah. So I would have to put in some data here, but I can show you. We're in Celsius. 67% is pretty good. 1300. Let's say week 2, the average through the week was a little different. Okay,
Oh,
so even just from those 2 weeks that I did, it was enough to get me 2 different graphs. So you have your independent variable time, and then you have your chamber temperature and humidity. And it will do a very similar thing with your plant data. So if you're on a specific pot and whatever plants are growing in that pot, whatever data you have put in for them in terms of their growth metrics, their height and so on, it will create a graph of the average of, if you have 3 plants in that pot, it will make an average of all of those because you're going to put in the average values anyway, but it will show you a graph of how your plant is growing week to week.
wow.
So I think that's excellent. Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah, you guys can decide how you want to use that. My way of doing it is I like the students to do it first and then they can check it with the online graph, or maybe they're advanced, maybe you have older students or ones that are really adept at graphing. And for them, it's just better I just need the data. Just show me what I got. I know how to make a graph. I know which variable goes on which axis. But like I said, there's a lot of adaptability and customization and learning potential there.
And then if some schools need, for example, timer or lights,
Mhm.
etc., can they ask for that via Shopify as well?
Are these a replacement timer for a chamber where the timer just doesn't work anymore?
Not
Or
sure.
is this a hypothetical where if it so happens that a timer breaks? Well, the short answer to that question is if something breaks right now Shopify doesn't have all the individual parts to be ordered. You could just, and I don't think that many things are going to break for that many teachers or need replacement. So I think on that case, it's best if you guys just email us, and our email is all over the place, gb@fairchildgarden.org, but it's best just to email us. And then one member of our team, probably me or Brianna, maybe Alex will see it, and we will get that part out to you. Who was asking that? Did I answer that question?
Yes, yes, Nathan.
Okay,
I
good.
will I will
Good.
send you an email
Okay,
because I have
perfect.
some of the teachers that have a few problems with that.
Okay, and we'll just, absolutely, we can just send the replacement parts down to you. That'll be perfect.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, Alex, what do you think? Are we done with the portal, or do we have any
Would
more
we
follow-up questions?
would we be able to translate some of the portal stuff again? Just for some of the people in the chat who may not speak English.
That would be, yeah, that would be great. That's a lot on Alex because I know at this point in my life that I'm a dense talker. I talk a lot. So I don't know how you consolidate everything I said.
Well, I mean, if I had to do one sentence, right, I could
Okay,
say,
sure.
el portal de datos permite que los estudiantes y los maestros pueden crear gráficos y tablas que se miran friendly.
Yeah, and just as a reminder, there are tutorials. We didn't put tutorials up on the graphing because that's something that you'll naturally see it happen as you put in data and you can play around and figure it out. But remember, all of the tutorials, if you just need a quick refresher or just an intro on how to use the portal, teacher resources, training videos, you can get them right there. Experiment training videos, those are the same videos that are linked within the protocols. So that's where we left off. Alex, did I
Los
talked over
videos
you when you were talking about the data portal. Sorry.
no, I don't think you did.
Okay.
Los videos del experimento que está ahí en la página actually, Nathan, could you go back to the other page?
This
Que se
one?
encuentra en esa página también van a estar en los protocolos que van a usar. I just wanted to say what you said about the videos are the same videos.
Perfect. Thank you. Okay, I guess we can go back to the protocol.
Wherever it is.
Yeah. Sorry, bear with me, folks.
Isn't it the one at the very, very top in the middle that says 24? It's a little
This one, you
picture.
think? Okay, good call, Alex. You see it?
I just recognize the Canva symbol.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so we left off with growth chamber assembly, a video on how to put that together. There are a few items, more than a few. There are a list of items that you will need that we don't send you, but they're things that most teachers will have in a classroom that you will need to complete the experiment. Things like rulers, graduated cylinders to measure volume of liquids, a scale that can read to 1/10 of a gram of resolution, and then some other items like scissors.
Hay artículos que van a necesitar en el salón que no va a venir con el kit. Y el protocolo lo va a decir.
I'll say something quick about this, Alex, and maybe you can just give it a one-sentence translation. The LED lights will be for new teachers. You're going to get a little treat, new teachers. You're going to get a microcomputer that controls your lights and it will already set it to this ratio of intensity of red to green to blue to white. For you guys that are returning teachers, you'll know what this means and you can adjust the dials. I've already talked too much, Alex. I'm sorry.
Para los maestros nuevos, las luces no van a tener que hacer nada porque va a venir con una computadora que va a hacer todo para usted. Pero para los maestros que no son nuevos, ya van a saber lo que tienen que hacer con los settings. I wish I knew how the worked. I don't know how the lights work. Do you just hit buttons?
Yeah, if you're a new teacher, you're not going to do anything.
No,
When
I
you-
said that part.
You said that part. When you turn it on, the computer will automatically, the microcomputer will set it. If you have one of the previous generation models, we plan on updating them all, by the way, over the next couple of years. But if you have one of the previous generations with the 4 knobs, you will adjust the knob dials until they read. The returning teachers know what I'm talking about. We'll adjust the dials until it reads out 10 on the red dial, 0 on the green dial, 30 on the blue dial, and so on, and 115 for white. Planting the seeds, that's another one of the big chunks of the protocol. So that has its own tutorial, video tutorial, but it's written out here as well. Alex, do you want me?
Huh?
Do you want me to give you a few sentences and then you translate what?
Well, before you opened
This
it,
essentially is?
I did mention that all the protocols are very similar. And I mentioned
Perfect.
the fact that you're gonna mix the fertilizer, you're gonna mix the water, and then put your seeds.
Perfect. Okay. One thing I'll mention, if you all are hearing me, is that I think the fertilizer in the past, you may have gotten it as 2 packs just for packing efficiency and so on. I put all of the fertilizer into 1 package. So you've got your scale. You're just going to mass out, just as it says here, 20 grams of fertilizer for your first trial, and then save the other half for your spring trial. You guys will know when you read the protocol, but just in case you quickly dump all the fertilizer dump it all out of the bag, just make sure you're reading the protocol first, and then you'll see that you do have to mass out that 20 grams.
Wait, so sorry, I think I got confused.
Okay.
So you're sending all the fertilizer as 1 bag.
Yep.
But it's gonna be more than what they need?
That's right. So
Okay.
that little bag of fertilizer, I don't have it near me, but it's the size of the palm of your hand. It's not very big, but it comes with 40 grams of fertilizer. You only need 20 grams for your trial. So on your scale, you'll just mass out 20 grams and save the other half for the spring experiment.
Okay. Todo el fertilizante va a venir en un paquete y va a tener 40 gramos, pero nada más van a necesitar 20.
Okay. I'm not going to get too into the weeds here, Alex and everyone, because
Yeah, especially because
it just becomes too deep. And I think it's the way I wrote it, I think it's really clear. And with the translation to Spanish, I think it'll be clear.
translated later, yeah.
Exactly. This is just showing the recommended seed distribution, 8 seeds. Let's keep everything consistent. Every plant, no matter how big the seeds are, you guys are just going to put in 8 seeds. If the seeds are really tiny, do the best you can to count 8. If it's more than 8, you did the best you could. Data submission, we talked about this. This is where you're going to use the data portal. And this is where every week, whatever is convenient for you toward the end of the week, I would recommend on a Thursday or Friday, is when you're going to have your average values through the week, what the average temperature was inside the chamber through the week, day to day, average humidity, what the height is of the plants at the end of the week, the width, and all the other measurements that the data portal is asking you to enter. I've given you guys an indication of how much water you'll want to give your plants and given some recommendations on what is just right. You don't want to overwater, and you certainly don't want to underwater. And one thing to mention quickly before that's about the end of the protocol. One thing to mention is that you guys are using different media this year. In the past, you used something called arsenite, which is a heat-treated clay. That clay, as you guys probably read in the protocols, because I know some of you are doing that as your chosen experiment. NASA and we are having some problems with that arsenite clay. The pH of it is not quite right out of the mine it's coming from, and there's only one mine that supplies most U.S. distributors. So the quick of that is this summer we worked very hard to try to find. We here and people at Kennedy Space Center worked very hard to try to find some substitute media, and we think we found a pretty good one, but we're not quite sure. They'll grow, but maybe arsenite is better. Maybe perlite and vermiculite, half and half, which is what we're going to be using this year, ends up being better than arsenite. And that's an interesting discovery that you guys can help the space plant biology world know about. That vermiculite and arsenite are very good, or excuse me, vermiculite and perlite are very good for growing plants. One quick thing on that, perlite and vermiculite are very airy. Plants love that, the roots love it. If you give them enough water, they do dry out pretty quickly because it doesn't have any real retention ability, those two media. So you just have to make sure you water them on a daily basis, but your plants will do very well with that daily watering. And that's about it. And then the last thing is there's a tutorial on how to measure your plants, but it's just using a ruler, your students using a ruler and using the scale to measure the final mass at harvest. Yeah. That's it. Does anyone have any questions? Would you like me to go into a little more detail on anything specifically about the protocols? Okay. Brianna, Alex, Kavita, anything you want to add in before we move on? Okay.
The next thing would just be the evaluation
Maybe just
slide.
a quick mention, Alex, that there is an evaluation component and
Yep, that's actually the next
yeah.
thing.
Yeah, thanks.
Perfect. Okay. And we
Okay,
didn't
actually,
totally take up everyone's night. It's only 7:17. We did it in an hour and 25 minutes, maybe, with it when all said and done. Well, it's important that you
okay.
guys feel like we covered everything. So please do ask questions if you have them.
Okay. Grow on Earth está revisado por un evaluador independiente para garantizar que cumplimos con nuestros objetivos. Ella está aquí, se llama Kavita. So.
Hello.
Y por favor, si pueden completar esta encuesta, valoramos y agradecemos sus comentarios. Y si tienen preguntas, lo pueden escribir ahorita o hablar.
And Alex, I don't remember if I put this in the slide. Would you let everyone know that we really do want them, if they want to be in Growing Beyond Earth, this evaluation for this time is their evidence that they completed this. And there's even a question toward the end. Do you want to be in GBE, Growing Beyond Earth? Yes, no, or maybe. If you guys hit yes, and you fill everything else out, then we know that you're on board, you've done the training, and around that September 17th, you'll start getting information from us about codes for Shopify, updates to the website, Spanish translation, protocols, and so on.
So, si quieren hacer Growing Beyond Earth, van a tener que hacer la encuesta porque va a haber una pregunta ahí que va a preguntar si van a participar. Y después, cuando terminamos todos los entrenamientos, vamos a enviarle un mensaje por el correo electrónico.
Alex or Brianna, did we put in the chat the link to this presentation?
Yeah, I threw it in there.
Perfect. Thank you.
And we got asked if they should complete this now. And my understanding is it's highly recommended you do it right now.
Yes, yes, please do it while you're here. It may look long, but I think it goes pretty quickly. 10 minutes max. That way you know you're done and you've done your training, and we know that you've done your training too. If you're a new teacher and you came on and it's fair to say you're new and you went through the training and maybe you're not sure if you want to do it. You're interested in it, but it may not be the right fit. That I get too. So if you need a day or so to think about it and talk with people and then finish filling out the form, because there is that question, do you want to be in GB, yes or no? Maybe for those of you that are not quite sure at this point, give yourself a day or two to think about it. That would be okay. But for
Si
those of you
necesitas más tiempo,
that know I'm in, I want to do this, yeah, please do fill it out if you would.
si necesitas más tiempo para pensarlo, está bien, lo pueden, lo puede completar más tarde. Nathan, I can't remember. Are we gonna have videos for each of the different protocols?
No, I made it consistent so that I generalized each of those videos is relevant to all the protocols because the protocols are really similar. So anywhere there's a difference between the protocols, that will only be apparent in the written version.
And Nathan, we have another question from Adriana, who would like to know if it is possible for her to participate because she's in Argentina.
It is absolutely possible. The only difference between that and the Puerto Rican schools, in a sense, are well, not in a sense, they are covered under our grant. For Argentina, that's considered an international school. So she would have to pay for the chamber for the starter kit. And that's $500 US dollars. But absolutely, we have quite a number of international schools.
Hi, can you listen to me?
Adriana, I hear you. Yes.
Yes. Hi.
Hi.
So how do I get in touch with you to talk about this later?
Okay. What I would like you to do is you can email us. So we'll put it into the chat. Brianna, you might have less windows open than I do. Can you put our email into the chat? The gb@fairchildgarden.org. Thank you. Adriana, did you register on that Google form where it asked you which experiment you want to do and which training session you were going to come to?
Yes, I did, and I completed the form.
Okay, perfect. Then really you've done everything. I'm sorry, go ahead. Yeah.
No, I just completed the form too. Yes, I wanted to know how the program was, and I have to talk here with my team to see
Okay.
if we can do it.
Yeah.
But in case we can, I would like to write to you and see how we can make it possible.
Absolutely.
Also, our school times are different in in the south, so we could do the October deal, but we can't. Our schools are in summer vacation in December and January, so we won't be able to do those.
When do you think, and it's okay, you have that flexibility. So some of the timelines I put up, you do what's flexible for you. The only thing that is not flexible is the end of the year symposium, April 19th. We'd love it if as many schools that can come to that with their novel, with whatever research they've done, would be great.
Yes, in April we're back again.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's
So
fine. It's totally
that's not a
flexible.
problem.
No problem at all. Yeah. Yeah, because we have schools everywhere from South Africa to Australia, and yeah, exactly. The time zones and the how the school years play out is different, and it's not a problem for us at all.
Okay.
Well, you've done all the main
you.
steps. Yeah, thank you. You've done all the main steps, so we know that you are interested, the only thing that you will need to decide is whether your school will provide the budget to, like I said, the international schools do have to buy the kit in the chamber, which is $500 US. So that's the discussion that you would have to have.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yes, that's fine. And then you send it.
Yep, it will play out
Well,
just
we'll see. I'll write you.
yeah, and it'll play out just the way we talked about here, where yeah,
Thanks a
you'll be
lot.
enrolled. You won't get that. It'll be you're not going to get the little special coupon code for $0, right? That gives you the free kit, but you'll still get instructions of here's how to go to you'll go to Shopify, and just like shopping on Amazon or any online store, you'll just click on starter kit and put in your
Perfect.
address and make the payment, and that's as easy as it is.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Thanks a lot.
of course, please. And please do email us.
Adriana Dolores, de Puerto Rico. Adriana, cualquier cosa que tú necesites, nosotros tenemos un WhatsApp chat y mis maestros son como 20 y pico y siempre dan support entre ellos. Así que te puedo incluir y puedes compartir con nosotros.
Perfecto.
Nathan, sorry.
Gracias, Dolores. Muchas gracias.
We have a WhatsApp group, and I am asking Adriana if she wants to be part of that, because our teachers are very supportive each other, so we can support her.
That's excellent.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dolores.
Yes.
Nathan, Joy would like to know if everyone can have access to the recording.
Absolutely, for sure. I plan on give me just a day or two and I'll get this up on the website in a real plain view. I'm probably going to put it right on that front. I can even show you right on that front website page where it drops down and says what the training session dates are. I'll probably just put the recording right there. Brianna, you're the website decider. You can judge my aesthetics. I was going to put it right next to this, but if there's a better spot for it, you can make the call. Am I even sharing the right browser?
You are, yeah.
Okay. Thank you,
Nathan,
everyone.
for the chats with the scientists, how would they access that? Is there a link that's sent out later?
So the way that that's going to work is I need to get in touch with Joya and Trent, some of the other scientists at Kennedy Space Center, and get a schedule made. And then I will put it on the website in a way that's easy to see. And then I will also put it in the newsletter. So those are probably going to start up in October. I want to get those rolling in October even. So yeah. So I would say in the September newsletter, maybe I'll be able to get it. But yes, you guys will receive an email and you'll see it appear on the website of what the dates are for the chats with the scientists. Thank you all for participating. If you're a returning teacher, if you're a new teacher, thank you. If you finished your survey, you're free to go. You don't have to stick around. Bye, Joy. Have a good night.
We had 15 responses to the survey.
Okay, good. Thank you, Kavita.
Okay, Nathan. See ya.
Bye, Kavita. Thank you.
Nathan, I don't know if you want to stop recording so that I can start processing.
Yeah, that's a good call.